Evening Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to ACTN and welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACTN. As always, it's a pleasure to bring something relevant in the sporting industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Today on Scoreboard, we're still doing things slightly different. We are away from the studio and we are actually in Port of Spain, just a stone throw from the Hasty Crawford Stadium. And we're going to be talking football. And why are we talking football? Because we have a very interesting weekend ahead of us. And to tell us more about what is going to be happening over the weekend, let me first introduce Tiba McKnight. Tiba McKnight, one of Trinidad and Tobago and college standouts in the football arena, has decided to give back something to Trinidad and Tobago. Hence the reason why this project is on. Tiba, it's a pleasure, and welcome to ACTN. And we have a Trinidadian who has been abroad for basically a couple of years, migrated to the States in 1989. And he's back here and he's going to be lending assistance to what is going to be taking place over the next couple of days. Dario Felafana, welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago, your home country. Absolutely. And welcome to ACTN.
Thank you.
Tiba, this project here, you have brought in some scouts to view our players. What is the whole initiative? What's the reason behind it? And what can the youngsters who will be attending over the weekend can look forward to?
Well, the initiative really is opportunities for kids, maybe at college levels or professional level. Obviously, we know we're trying to get football in Trinidad back in the right place, and over the years, you know, the opportunities have been far and few. So for me, being a past college student, speaking with Dario, who is the guy responsible for having this event here, we noticed there are a lot of kids not attending colleges again from Trinidad, and often making moves in top countries around the world, like Europe, for instance. So that's the big initiative here. Hopefully, you know, we get one or two players who could go out there and open doors for the others, you know, at whatever level maybe.
No, this is scheduled for this coming weekend. What sort of response have you gotten from the footballers out there?
We have a pretty good response from the players, you know, as with our culture, you know, we have players who actually have a lot of passion and just looking for that opportunity, but over the years, for whatever reason, the opportunities has been stagnated. So the response from players is good, and you could see players really want better for themselves, but the opportunity is not there to get betterment. So I think the response from the players is very overwhelming.
Let me switch across to Dario. Dario, you have played football locally for some time, Carrick Peterborough, as we were talking off camera. Right. Tiba, you know about that team, that young fella. But that was one of the teams really was a team to be reckoned with. Yeah. A number of national titles, FA titles. Right. And then you decided to go abroad. What was the main reason behind you leaving Trinidad and going abroad?
Well, when I went abroad, basically was to study music. So I live here as a musician, and I actually got into producing. So I produced a few records, and obviously started, you know, get a family, and things changed. And then obviously having football as the roots, I decided to get back in and become an agent to kind of help, you know, my country, help, you know, people that are underprivileged get the opportunity to either play pro or obviously play in college and high school. So it's just like lending back something to the country. You know.
So you went to music. You didn't continue with your football career?
No, I didn't. Actually, at the end of that era, I actually kind of divert into another vertical, which was music, you know, but always had the passion for it.
But what brought you back to the football?
What brought me back was being an agent. I saw a lot of people needed help. They were being ripped off by agents who offered a lot of promises to them, and I thought by me lending, you know, honest opportunity to a lot of players would kind of change some stuff. So it's all about changing people's lives, empowering young people, keeping them off the streets. I think now we have an opportunity to share our talent and bring in scouts to help as well. You know, who has that same initiative, that same understanding.
I've seen that you scout in Ghana, Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll be hosting your under 12 tournament in
Ghana.
in Ghana in December. Tell us a bit about what that entails.
Okay, so what I did in Ghana and Ivory Coast, I went about scouting for young talent, but I found a route more so in Ghana because the culture is so similar to Trinidad. And I invested in an academy over there and found out there are so many talents around there. So I decided to host a tournament to really scout for talents at a young level. So most of the kids in Ghana, they're actually 10 years old. So I hosted a U12 to give other kids the opportunity. So so far we have like 35 teams. And this is going to be in December, last week of December. So it's really exciting time. And I'm hoping to do the same thing here and supporting what Tiva is doing with his league in South. Yeah.
Now, what made you accept the invitation to come back to Trinidad, and what can the youngsters can expect from your guidance over the next couple of days?
Right. Well, again, the invitation is I want to give back something. You know, I've been here. I played as a youth. You know, playing in Caroni, playing in Cunupia, and then playing in Port of Spain. I see there's an opportunity for a lot of kids to benefit from it. So I wanted to give back something. It's all about giving back. What we expect to do is to farm good talents at the high school level, because we have opportunities in high schools. We also have opportunities in colleges as well. And obviously the professional level. Once we identify that talent, we can now put them in the right category. Yeah.
So when you go there, see good talent, what's the next step?
Well, next step is just, first, they're different. So some of the guys that come in might belong to a club. Some may not have an agent, may not have a manager. So we want to kind of educate them in that field. Let them know what it is, what it takes to be a pro. If they want to go professional, if they want to do college or high school, get all the particulars in place. Let them know their grades, what they need to be in a high school or to be in college. So it's just educating them of what it takes, either at the pro level or the high school level or college level.
So it's not going to be like, okay, I'm attending this event and I get in a contract, or I flying out next to this, nothing like that. No. It's a process.
Obviously, you know, and we're going to guide them through the process. I'm going to be, as a FIFA agent, I'm going to be the one who's going to educate them in that field, let them know, hey, you know, this is what it takes, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to this area, your skill you need to develop. And for high school, these are the grades you need to have to go to high school or college. So it's more education. So we want to be very, teach them exactly what they need to do.
I want to put you on the spot.
Sure.
I'm sure that you have been keeping abreast of Trinidad and Tobago football.
Yeah.
From where you sit, do you think sufficient is done for our young children? Because we tend to see a lot of emphasis is being placed on the colleges league, the pro league, the super league. But we don't have a proper structure with a youth league, maybe a primary school league or something. Sometimes, you know, we try to develop our footballers when they are 15, 16, 17 years, where other countries we have footballers as young as 6, 7 years learning the trade.
Yeah.
I am now seeing that we have to develop a grassroots program. I'm not too sure how that is going to be operating,
right,
or what age, but what's your whole take on development of our football? Because I'm sure that you...
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you bring up that point, because one of the conversations we have a lot is to start a youth league in Trinidad that covers, you know, not just, you know, we have the youth pro league, but that covers a certain sector or certain section up there.
Yeah, and that's for a short period of time. Yeah.
So Dario is putting things in place alongside myself to establish a real organized and a professional approach to the youth football. So right now we're working with the sponsorship to get that brand to come in and assist and provide the uniforms and and give the young kids a early idea of what professionalism really is about, you know. So I'm glad they bring up that point, because Dario is showing a lot of interest for kids that age, and it also reflects with the league you have in Ghana. So as he says, it will be a similar situation. And for me, I think with the academy I just started over the year, 2 years ago, that for me is very important, because as you identify, all the plus is everything towards that older age group, but then the young ones, we're missing a lot of things, and then when they get to that older stage, the game lack a lot of things, and you know, it affects us as a football nation massively.
Yeah, because we have the colleges league, we have this league, we have that league, but why not a primary school league? Because what you are saying is that when you sit SC and you pass for a college, 11, 12 years, is that the age you want somebody coming in now to start to play football for the college, right? And to me, I'm seeing a lot of academies. To me, I mean, that's my own observation, it's nothing more than a daycare center. Because when you watch a training, I mean, it's just 3 or 4 cones and the train running, there is not a proper infrastructure, right? That even self, when these children leave the academy and they come into a team, the coach has to go all over and start from basic.
Correct. No, you know, it's a good observation. I think one of the things, Trinidad as a country, as a nation, has been involved with football long before America.
Yeah.
And one of the things that America did that kind of make them stand out more is developing these programs, youth programs. You're talking about from 5 years up. You have kids playing in that competitive environment, but more so teaching them and allowing them to have fun. So they grow up loving the game, and then you have guys like Clint Dempsey and different players that see, I want to be like this one or that one. So it starts from that, that age, development from a young age, and I think if we can put that in place, programs that are in place, I think the gap for football will be less, because now you have players who playing 13 years old, are playing at a good high level, And another thing too, I think, and what I'm doing in Ghana, and I think this should be a good idea, is to get players from Trinidad out of the country at an early age, give them that experience. Like I'm taking some players to Brazil.
Local guys?
Yeah, local from Ghana, right, to Brazil. Give them that, let them spend a year out there, let them experience that different passion. And if we, I'm hoping we can do things like that, just for the experience, because when you have that experience, then you can come back and, share it within, So I think that's part of the development that we should really pursue in getting those players enough experience and exposure as well.
When you look at our style of play, I'm sure you pay attention to maybe the colleges league, the national team. Where do you see our biggest, if I should say, fault in our players? What do you see as that biggest? Because sometimes you go to a pro league games and you see these guys who already passed through college and playing professional now cannot even trap the ball. When they drop the ball at their feet, it's about 2-3 feet in front of them.
That comes with development again, right? It comes
but
back
is that development supposed to be at an earlier age?
It has to be at that early age, and that eliminates that thing, because you go. I gotta refer back to Ghana. A kid at that age, 8 years old, is killing a ball, because he's playing night and day, right? He's playing all the time. He's developing. One of the things too, I think. Tactically, a lot of Trinidadians, they are technical enough, but tactical is where you have to now have this academy teaching them different tactical skills, and that's a big development factor in Trinidad football. Need to be tactical, and fitness, obviously. You see Trinidad play a really good half, and then at the second half, everything changes. You see it in a lot of games. So, that fitness level, I know there's a lot of things that we can do, and I think probably with this new group that's in place, that can change. I'm hoping it change.
Tiba, your academy is just about 2 years old. Not much has been heard or seen, but what can you tell us? What sort of effect that you are having on? Because I'm sure that you are liaising with Dario and these other guys, so your method of training will be slightly different to the normal academy coach. How do you see your charges, developing, as they go forward into the sport?
The main thing, the big philosophy with what we do at our academy is the mental side of the game. We really do focus entirely on the skill, because we are the belief that anything that happens has to happen in the brain first. Yeah. And referring back to what Dario was saying, that's the understanding for the game, the football awareness is what is my personal opinion, we lack as players in Trinidad. The football IQ, the understanding the movement of the ball, without the ball, the decision making. So we challenge the kids from a mental standpoint at a very young age. So they're not doing anything on the field by guess. Everything is processed in the brain, and then the physical part comes in. So that's what. And in the period of time, we've been having some good success with in regards to the time frame, and we see players actually being able to execute a skill, because now they're actually thinking and even in passing the ball. Now we had guys come in when they make a pass, the toes pointing down, so correcting there's little details, your toes shouldn't be pointing towards the ground in passing a ball, correcting it, make sure your toes pointing up, ankles locked, things like that. So, they're not just, all right, I want to dribble that guy. You normally hear, dribble him, but nothing happens here.
And then we look at television, and if we want to implement everything that we see on television.
On TV.
Yeah.
So the big thing, we always challenge the kids mentally, ask a lot of questions as opposed to giving them the answer. Like even when we have little games, we don't stand to the side and, hey, run here, pass to it. No. Let the kids figure out things,
Yeah.
So obviously if you learn it on your own, it will stay with you, so that's the and I think we've been having some good success in terms of the time frame with players. So for us, it's really about the mental side.
Right. Dario, what would you like to leave with the kids who will be in your charge over the next couple of days? What would you like them to, at least after the 2 days up, to go about and implement in their football skills?
Yeah. One of the main things, is about hard work. Let them know that to accomplish anything in life, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of sacrifice. The discipline is very important, because I'm positive we're going to see a lot of talent. But again, we got to be at that next level to be, to fit in the right environment. So I would like to, let them know, hey, there's hope for you to be what you want to be. It starts with that belief factor. It starts by dedicating yourself to your craft, to your skill. Like anything else, you want to come good at it, you have to spend time doing it. And most important, let them know that there's avenues that there are avenues that we're preparing for them, and we're working hard on their behalf, which is very important while we're here.
And what do you require of these? Both, I think it's both boys and girls you'll be dealing with, or it's strictly male?
Male right now.
Male.
Yeah.
What do you require these charges to bring to the table next couple of days?
Well, basically, you just come and work hard. Do your best, and we can identify and help you. If there's a lack in an area, we can help you say, okay, you need to develop here, you need to develop there. So if that answers your question.
And I guess you all will have agents on standby.
I am an agent.
Well, okay, so right. Yes, you're an agent. So they don't have to go looking for an agent, because sometimes when you're young and you get an agent, you are misled, you're taken advantage of. Yeah. So you are there to just what they see from you is what they're going to be expecting.
Correct. Right? And I'm working with scouts, so which you're going to talk to later. Those scouts have a wealth of experience and a wealth of contacts, and this is why I choose these guys to bring, because they've been traveling with me, especially Guy. to Ghana and identifying talents. So they've been doing this for a very long time and have the eye for good talent. And once we identify the talent, we'll help, put that in the right place.
So after this weekend, what is next?
Okay, so let's say we see a couple talents that we like, right? We're gonna be talking to if it's a young player, to his parents, trying to prepare him to go to Europe to tryouts. For the ones that we identify for college, we want to be able to talk to him and say, hey, there's an opportunity, prepare him for that college as well, or high school. So it's a free-full kind of thing. It's high school, college, and it's pro. So we'll identify that talent, and then we'll counsel them accordingly.
Before we take a break and I let you all go to talk to the other two scouts, any closing remarks you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. Listen, we're looking for a great time for the next 2 days. Let's come out and work really hard, and we'll be there to support you as well as we can. So we're looking forward to a great time.
Tiba?
No, I am excited. As I say, when Dario reached out, I for sure know we have the quality, and I just hope the guys come out and show that quality. But more so, as I mentioned before, the tactical understanding, the awareness for the game. We have that ability as well. It's for me, we're not showing it enough, and I hope players really come out and show that side of the game, and impress in that department more so. So again, excited to see the players stand up
and you're fully retired from competitive football. Well, or you're making a decision to come back?
No, for me really I have young kids, and I haven't we know what we miss on our career. So for me, everything I do is just trying to make it better for the ones behind.
Okay. So not to try to come back and what about the over 40? I know you were in charge of over 40.
I was in charge, For me, I obviously I like to be around people with experience and feed off the knowledge and see what I could take away from that, because I deal with kids, and for me, I take that very, very serious, because what I tell a kid at this tender age is what they will go with for the rest of their life. So I try to associate myself with individuals, who could depart good knowledge and that type of experience I could take away.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you very much, Dario. It's a pleasure. Again, welcome back to Trinidad, and I'm sure this is not going to be a last visit.
No, absolutely.
And I am really hoping that you and both Tiba could really, assist the youngsters, because we have the talent. It's just about molding the talent and identifying the talent, and that's not what's happening. So I'm really hoping that you all can, make a way for some young kid out there. Tiba, yes. Keep up the good work. Right? It's always a pleasure.
Yes,
we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with two of the scouts who are here to look at the young players over in this competition. Remember, this is Scoreboard on ACTN. We'll be right back after the short break.
Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited is the premier supplier of logistic cargo carrying equipment to both the energy and non-energy sectors throughout Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean and Latin America, providing safe transport using our DNV certified equipment of material and chemicals is our goal. We provide services in tank and vessel cleaning, emergency spill responses, as well as hazardous and non-hazardous waste management and treatment. Our highly trained and skilled personnel provide a professional service second to none. Our state-of-the-art direct-fired thermal desorption unit provides companies with an almost instant removal of liabilities when waste is treated at our site. Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited, world-class service to our clients. Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited, thinking outside the tank. For further information, call 868-651-1544 or 1460 or 0130.
Okay, welcome back to this edition of Scoreboard, and joining me on set is Anthony Crease from the Crease Coaching Consultant. Anthony, it's a pleasure. Welcome to ACT and welcome to Scoreboard. Tell us a bit about, first of all, let's hear about this coaching consultant.
All right. Well, Crease Coaching and Consulting is an organization and consulting. It's not an agency, we're a consulting group, I guess, you know, myself, my wife.
Basically football.
About football,
Yep.
yes. We work with young men and women to help them achieve their goals of playing football at the next level. That is primarily at the collegiate level in the United States. We work with them both athletically and academically. We have a SAT prep program that we introduced. My wife is also a psychologist, and she works with them on the mental part of the game also. So we try to bring a holistic kind of program towards kids to help them achieve their goals of going on to university abroad and gaining scholarships also.
This program that is on for the next couple of days, what's your role and function in it?
My role and functions in the program that's going on in these couple of days is to help facilitate the proper running of the program. I am familiar with some of the coaches, the scouts, and they have asked me to help coordinate the event so that it comes off as best as we can, and so that we can create something that's going to be sustainable to Trinidad and give more opportunities, because primarily that's what we're about, trying to create enough opportunities for the youth of Trinidad and Tobago.
Do you see Chris consultant, coaching consultant, being a major player in the sport of football in Trinidad and Tobago?
Oh yes, I mean, I think that, you know, the combination of the academics, the psychology of sport, and the specialized training that we bring. You know, we do specialized training for players. I think it's something that, again, could reach out to the community, to the young men and women in Trinidad, and just create more opportunities for them overall. Our intent is to hopefully work with the Ministry of Education to try and educate or not only our students but our parents about these opportunities that exist that sometimes they don't really realize. So I see it as something that will grow, that can grow and can be very fruitful for the country on a whole.
Now, individual footballers, teams, how can one access your service?
Well, they can contact us. You know, I have a website and we have a number. They can contact us at 336-8164. They can call that number, and we can sit down and do a consultation with them. What we do is we sit down with them and we see where they're at academically, athletically, and then we can now design a path where they want to go as far as going to school and playing soccer, or even if they wanted to try the pro level. Because of course this thing that we have in is a little different, but you know, a lot of the things lend itself to each other, and it's just about them achieving their goal through football at a higher level. So we can create that, we can create a pathway for them.
Now, I'm looking at this whole scenario. Dario as a FIFA agent, you have Guy and Patrick as the scouts, and they have you on board. So it seems that you will have everything covered, because if there are young footballers that is selected coming out of this program, you will have everything covered there to assist this young player once he gets the opportunity to go abroad to apply his trade.
Yeah. Well, you know, and again, you know, that's why we all have, you know, the goal of helping the person. So you have some people that can go to school, some people that can go pro, but the main thing is education. Education about what it takes to do these things. You know, what it takes to be a professional, what it takes to be a student athlete. And because we all come from the different backgrounds and we bring it together, we can now create a proper, you know, pathway, again, as we use the word, so that somebody can get the right information, so that they can make a wise, intelligent choice.
Anthony, before I let you go, any closing comments?
I'd just like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be highlighted, and we hope that people come out and show themselves, and we hope that this is the beginning of something very positive for Trinidad and Tobago.
You heard it from Anthony. We'll be right back after the short break.
Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited is the premier supplier of logistic cargo carrying equipment to both the energy and non-energy sectors throughout Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean and Latin America. Providing safe transport using our DNV certified equipment of material and chemicals is our goal. We provide services in tank and vessel cleaning, emergency spill responses, as well as hazardous and non-hazardous waste management and treatment. Our highly trained and skilled personnel provide a professional service second to none. Our state-of-the-art direct-fired thermal desorption unit provides companies with an almost instant removal of liabilities when waste is treated at our site. Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited, world-class service to our clients. Tiger Tanks Trinidad Unlimited, thinking outside the tank. For further information, call 868-651-1544 or 1460 or 0130.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to ACT and welcome back to this edition of Scoreboard. And I have with me two of the scouts that is in the country that was brought here especially for this program, where they are going to be looking at our local guys over the next couple of days. First of all, I would like to introduce Patrick Kempenes. It's a pleasure and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you.
And Guy Peters.
Yeah.
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you.
I hope that your stay so far has been enjoyable stay. You are the UFA scout.
Yeah. I am a UEFA scout. I have all the degrees to do talent scouting. So.
You have a taste of the Caribbean because you did some work with the University of the West Indies in Barbados.
Yeah, this is already the 8th time I come to the Caribbean, always a different country. No, Trinidad is the first time, so I'm very happy to be here. And I'm excited to discover this country as well, because I've discovered a lot of beautiful countries already. So, yeah.
Let's give us a little background, a little history on your work in the arena of football, your career. You know, football, your hometown is from Belgium.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about a history about yourself.
I started playing football actually when I was 15 years old. I was a swimmer all the time before. And from there the passion for football started, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher as well in school as in football. And at a certain point, I went to Africa to teach some to do some voluntary work in football with little kids. And from that moment, I just started to travel, to scout, to coach, to educate coaches. And from a hobby, it became, I don't call it a job because it's still my hobby, but it became a real passion.
But did you play football at what level?
The highest level I played was 3rd division in Belgium, so like semi-pro. But they all the time they told me that if I had started very early and had a proper and decent education in football, I would have gone even more far than what I went now, because now I started only when the golden years are gone to learn about football tactics, basics. And that's why I also discovered the passion for football, because what I didn't get, I want to give to younger kids, and especially in poor countries or countries who their educational system is not up to date yet. If we can help there, and in the meantime discover talents to give them an opportunity to go to become professional football players, yeah, then that's a dream come true.
Do you have any idea, or have you seen any level of our football in Trinidad and Tobago?
Not on the ground itself. Of course, we see the World Cups, CONCACAF, those cups we have on television in Europe.
So you have seen the national team?
Yeah, we've seen the national team. So it's good that they work with young kids as well, and that they have one of the best Caribbean They are one of the best Caribbean countries concerning football. Then, so in my opinion, it's very good to be here, because here is where all the talent exists, and we hope to discover one.
Now, looking at the national team, as a qualified scout, and a coach, can you look at our national team and see what sort of flaws there are to know if our youth program or our youngsters are being coached or trained properly?
I think it's a lot about tactics. I think for a Trinidad boy or a man to come to Europe, I think he has to adapt a lot in tactics, because here in the Caribbean you play a different kind of style of football, which is successful in the Caribbean and in the CONCACAF Cup. But if you go to MLS or you go to Europe, it's another kind of playing and also another speed of playing football. So I think the main thing that the TTFA would have to insert in their program is that they have to have more speed in football, and that they will be tactically, their tactical knowledge has to be higher to become professional football player in Europe.
Let's talk to Patrick a minute. Tell me a bit about yourself, you know, what level of football you played back home and how you got into coaching and scouting for young players.
I'm Patrick, and I'm also a scout from Belgium. I played many years football, the level 2nd division, 3rd division in Belgium. After that I started a trainer, like many ex-players. Started as trainer for 20 years, and after that I came into the scouting group from Stade de Liège, and now I was very pleased that I've been invited to come here and to see to the talents in Trinidad.
What will you be looking for, especially from these young players, that you can identify and say, yes, this is a player that I can work with, or I can, you know, see going that step further?
And they told me that the Trinidad players are very talented, very technical, but like Guy said, there's a big difference between the football here in the Caribbean and the football in Europe. I never seen the level of the Trinidad or the Caribbean players. Never seen. I saw games from the World Cup under 17, under 19, but for the rest, I don't know what the level is for the moment here in Trinidad.
So you're going to be in a strange land, you know.
Yeah.
Looking back at your career, where are some of the places that you have, football has taken you, and some of the countries that you have scouted?
I did many scoutings in Africa. So I started in 2010 for looking young talents in Africa. It's the first time that I come to this continent. I will see the difference between an African player and a Caribbean player.
Guy, young players today seem to not want to do the hard work, but they want the success to come overnight. What sort of advice you will give to young players who see the Ronaldos and the other guys on television, and they want to be like them? There's no problem, they want to be like them, but they want to take shortcuts.
Okay.
What advice would you give to them?
I think you cannot take shortcuts. I think it's impossible unless you are Messi or Ronaldo. But all the rest of the players, and this is from experience with talking to ex-pro players or even pro players who are playing nowadays, And they all tell me the same. They had to work harder and harder and harder every time to cope with all the disadvantages, but also the advantages of being a football player, because there's a lot of things going on in a club. You know, in every club there's something going on. Coaches leave and things like that. So they have to be not only technically strong, also tactical, but also mentally. So I think they have to have first a very good background with parents who support them, but also good coaching. Yeah, I think it starts. The Messi is also made by some youth coaches who did a fantastic job in the beginning, making him like that, and then Barcelona just took him and finished the job. But I think it started all before his 12th birthday, when he was not in Barcelona, and I think that's the same in every country. Look at our country, Belgium. It's maybe the size of Trinidad, I don't know. It's very small as well. If you see how we have to compete with big countries in the world, and we can, because we have a very good educational system. Very good system and structure at the FA that gives us the opportunity to get the maximum out of our football playing kids. And yeah, from there we discovered that we are not really a big country, but we are an export country. We train the players until a certain age, and then bigger countries coming to get them, and they finish the job. And I think as a good advice will be the same for Trinidad, because you are not playing in the biggest league in the world, the Caribbean League. It's not like the Premier League, but if you can train them at a certain level that they are that good, and let them finish in Europe or in MLS or Canada, and let them finish the job, you'll be having a fantastic national team like Belgium.
Now, you're all scouts for youths and coaches for youths. What do you think is the best suited age for a youngster to really develop or to get into academy? And what will you advise academy coaches? Because we have a lot of academies popping up all over the country, but are they nurturing the youngsters properly?
Okay.
What would you advise them? In what direction?
Yeah, from my work as a tutor at the Belgian FA, so I have taught, I think, more than 1,000 coaches already now in those past 10 years. And we always speak of the golden age, where you have to learn all the technique, basics, already some tactics about football. And we call it the golden age, 7 to 13 years old. Yeah. 5 and 6, we have 5 and 6, even 4 years old playing football, but that's another kind of football. It's more discovering football than real football. But from 7 to 13, we call that the golden age, because that's when you have to get them and you have to teach them right. You have to teach them properly, because then it all can go wrong, but it all can go very well as well. So I would say coaches have to, the coaches who are in that age group have to be fantastic coaches. The best, because they built the foundation, and the other coaches in the U15, U17, they bring them the tactical knowledge, because the other ones are too young to learn all the tactical things. But yeah, they have to finish the job also technically and mentally. It's all 7 to 13-year-old.
Patrick, the best team in the world.
Barcelona. Oh, you read my mind. Mine too.
Neymar or Messi?
Messi?
Why?
Yes, everything.
You're talking with your coach's hat on now. Why Messi and not Neymar?
Yes, everything. Yes, the technique, the speed in his movements, and he can make goals.
Guy, let's see.
Yeah, like I said, he read my mind. Also FC Barcelona.
Neymar or Messi?
That's a very difficult one. I would prefer Messi. Why? I think Neymar has to learn more about mentally stability than Messi. I think Messi is more mentally stable than Neymar. If you see them playing together, they are both fantastic players, of course, no doubt about that. But if you see Neymar, they can agitate him more than Messi. And an agitated football player, it's a football player who is not 100% in the game. Maybe 99%, and Neymar on 99% is still world-class football player. But Messi is more come together. You won't see him picking fights or things like that, and Neymar is. So I prefer Messi.
Let's try to be a little cheeky here now. Messi and Maradona.
Oh. Messi and Maradona. I think I have to ask this to Patrick, because Maradona is before my age.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think Messi has more brains than Maradona, because he came on the age of 12, 13 years to Barcelona.
Messi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he knew the mentality. He grew up in the system of Barcelona. Maradona, he came to Naples in Italy. Yeah, he was also a star before he came. And no, he went first to Barcelona, I think. Yes. Yeah. And then he went to Naples. Yeah. Maradona is more a commercial guy. He's thinking only on himself, and Messi is more, hoe dat ik ploegspeler.
Yeah, team player.
Team player.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
But if I can quickly ask you this, why have we not seen Messi as a standout on the Argentina team? No, I want you all to use your coach's brain here now. We've seen good as a good club footballer and everything, but when he represents Argentina, for some strange reason, we do not see him
On his best.
Yeah.
It's the same with some of the Belgian players as well. If they play in their club, they are amazing, and when they all come together as a national team, it's less. Still world-class players, but it's less. And I think it's because the amount of training together. A national team doesn't train every day together, so they have like a short preparation time. And second, I think Messi in the system of Barcelona, Barcelona is built around Messi, and they just added some world-class players with that to let him drive even more. I think in the national team he doesn't have a Xavi or a Neymar next to him. They all play in the other team then. So he has to do it on his own. He doesn't have the same quality in his national team. So I think there lies the problem in he's not performing that well.
Okay, well, I will put you all through any difficult questions again. Let me say thank you all very much for sharing this opportunity with us. Right. And I really hope that you enjoy your stay in Trinidad. Is there anything that you have seen so far that caught your eyes being in Trinidad and Tobago?
No. Great food.
Great food.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, and we wish you all success on the next couple of days.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, we have come to the end of another edition here of Scoreboard on ACTN. I was speaking to Patrick Kempenes and Guy Peters, both scouts from Belgium, who are here to look at our players over the next couple of days, to assist our football, to develop our football. And again, I want to thank Tiba McKnight, the man who, I think the vision really and the foresight into bringing something like this. Also, I want to thank Dario Falafana. He's back home, giving back to Trinidad and Tobago. And that's what we need. We need our locals when you go abroad. If you acquire talent, if you have an opportunity to assist your younger players, to come back. Don't be selfish. Come back and assist. So we really hope for good weather. We really hope that the turnout will be a massive turnout, and we hope to see a number of our Trinidadians in the short term, I would say, not long term, short term, playing their trade in Europe. Remember, this was another edition of Scoreboard here on ACTN. I'm George, your host. See you next week, same time, same channel.